వినాయకం. and medical counseling committee for us. And it was a challenge because this was the first time that we are doing 2 weeks. Just we made an attempt to offer hearty welcome to the students with some new measures so that everyone feels at home when they reach JIPMER. A quarantine facility was provided to all our station candidates so that they have a place to stay right at arrival. And certificate verification medical board examination was arranged at the quarantine facility itself so that it is convenient for students. Data from students was collected in digital format and was helpful in creating student case sheets, online accounts for allotments, fee payment accounts for digital learning platform, institutional email accounts, and email reactors. All these have been being done so that none of you have to fill multiple forms and go through reach multiple places for these. So all these are made possible with active participation of the concerned officers and staff members. Also, in order to cheer up students who are spending Diwali in quarantine facilities far away from home, the director and me paid a visit and share sweets. That was a new thing. So it's a reassurance that we have had a good beginning so far. With this, I invite the dignitaries to come on stage and light the event. One girl and one boy. Please join. Thank you.
Very good morning, everybody, and respected dignitaries and my dear children who have, first of all, I should welcome all of you and congratulate all of you for making it to JIPMER. I also congratulate all your parents who have let you come to JIPMER with a big hope that everything will be fine. and I assure you that you are in a safe place. That is something which I would like to tell you. You are in a very safe place because Pondicherry is a small, very cozy place. It is a very peaceful place, as the name goes, peaceful Pondicherry. So again, welcome all of you for being in Pondicherry and especially to be in JIPMER. I would start off with one thing saying that I myself am a JIPMERite. We call ourselves as JIPMERites, okay? I'm here for past 34 years, so you know why I stayed back here. Okay, I love this place and I love Pondicherry, so I'm sure over a period of time you will forget your parents. That's how it is. As Madhu already said, it's a JIPMER family. You will learn to get used to each other. Rather, you miss each other when you go on vacation. That's what usually happens. Okay, so I would like to tell a few things before we go ahead. The first thing is get to know each other. That is very important because all the time your parents are not with you, though you have faculty members all around. But what is more important, especially for those who are staying in the hostel, you have to depend on each other for every small thing, right? So get to know each other. It's not just your classmates. It's very important that you know your seniors. Don't get scared if someone asks you, what's your name, where are you from? Okay, we have students from all over the country. We have from every state in the south and most of the states in the north. So generally the tendency is if someone is from Kerala, you tend to get close to them. That is okay. So if some senior comes and talks to you, don't get scared that they are happy. Remember, these are the seniors who will help you whenever you are in need of some help, whether it is for help, whether it is for academics or something else. Okay. So first of all, get to know each other. You have your own people in the hostel who are caretakers. Any problem, you talk to them. That is, of course, on various occasions, the wardens will be talking to you. That is one thing which I would like to say. And what is more important is it's a very beautiful campus. So please get up early. You can take a walk. All of you must have gone down the campus as of now. It's whether it is summer or winter, early morning is very pleasant. So get up early and try not to rush to class without brushing your teeth. Getting up at 7:45 is not good. You have to walk down to your classroom. Right now in first year it is very close, so it should not be a problem. But then walking in the campus is very healthy. I request all the parents not to give your children any vehicles, especially in the first and second years. It's not necessary. All of us walk, even I walk to the hospital. So that's a very healthy practice which we should continue. Other thing, most important is we do have academics over and above. We have a lot of co-curricular activities. Of course, this year due to the pandemic, things were set aside, but then you'll be busy throughout. You won't even have time to be. Okay, it's either academics or co-curricular activities. We have something called interclass, where all of you should get involved. We have in the interclass, we have culture, we have sports, we have literary and debate items. Everything will be there. Then we also conduct an undergraduate conference, which usually is in March or April. This year, unfortunately, we couldn't have it. Then we conduct a mega festival called Spandan, which again is more of cultural, sports, and literary and debate events, where we have students coming from all over the country. So you just not just learn academics, JIPMER also teaches you. You yourself will learn how to conduct programs. You will become very good at organization. Your organization skills also improve. So please try and get involved in all these things. And one more thing I would like to tell you is dress code. Pondicherry is safe. As far as hostel, it's okay. But when you are in the town or in the campus, be careful. Try to wear something which is good for all of you. So that's something which I have to tell. And most important is when you're coming to the college. For boys, please do not wear jeans. That's not a common wear. It's very informal. You should wear the usual formal pant shirt with shoes. Okay. And for girls, we prefer salwar kameez. Again, no western wear. Okay. So with all this, I would again congratulate all of you for being here. One last thing for the parents, We have so many students joining per year, almost 180 students in JIPMER campus itself. So it's and majority stay in the hostel. So it's very difficult for the wardens or faculty members to take care of individual students. Yes, they're all available when there are problems. We try to keep in touch with them through their centers, but it's very difficult. I request all the parents that they should keep in touch with their wards. If any problem, we are always there to help them. Thank you and congratulations again and welcome all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your kind words and sharing a lot of valuable tips to the students. Next thing, I invite Professor JIPMER, Dean Karika, to address again. Respected Director, Dean Academy, Medical Superintendent, Deputy Director Administration, Dean Research, Registrar, Controller of Examination, all HODs, faculty, residents, staff and students. A very good morning to all of you. It gives me immense pleasure to extend a warm welcome to all first year MBBS students of both JIPMER Pondicherry as well as JIPMER Karika to join the JIPMER family. But we want to inaugurate this function on this day, and in future, once the students, all the students are joined, we will have a separate inaugural function at JIPMER Karika. As Dean of JIPMER Karika, I would like to tell a few points to Karika students. Karika is a small place and a compared to Pondicherry, but it has all facilities which are required for life. At present, Karika functions at two complexes. One is called the RSLR complex, the other one is called Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam campus. In RSLR complex, we have got two lecture halls, office building, then we have stores, a computer lab is there, and also Department of Community Medicine is functioning from RSLR campus. Whereas in Kalam campus, we have all the pre and paraclinical services. Departments are located there. In first year, you will be learning anatomy, physiology, and biochemistry. In the second year, you will be learning pharmacology, pathology, microbiology, and forensic medicine. As far as infrastructure is concerned, we have got excellent infrastructure for pre and paraclinical subjects in Karika, and we have got adequate number of cadavers, microscopes, binocular microscopes, and other equipment which are needed for training pre and paraclinical subjects. And we have excellent telemedicine facility also. All the classes, conferences, meetings which are conducted in JIPMER Pondicherry will be telecast to JIPMER Karika also to benefit the faculty and students of JIPMER Karika. Regarding the hospital facilities, at present, the students are lodged in MIT and LIG flats, which are belonging to Housing Board. It's a rented building, and soon we'll be having our own hostel facility in the academic campus. And in addition to that, you've got sports and recreation facility also in the hostel as well as outside the hostel in the college building. For clinical teaching, you will be posted to GH Karika. The specialists who are working in GH as well as our own clinical faculty will be taking bedside teaching from third semester onwards. Because our students are utilizing the services of GH Karika, JIPMER has taken up renovation of some of the buildings of GH Karika, and it is carried out in a phased manner. We have completed the first phase, and luckily that building is utilized for corona ward now. And I would like to, Madam has told some of the points which are essential for you, for both Pondicherry as well as Karika. I would like to add some more points. Safety is very important. Now we are all in the still corona has not vanished, it is still persisting. You have to take your personal care for corona, you know, this hand washing, this sanitizer,
wearing mask and maintaining social distancing, and we not all of you know aware of that. Second thing is take care of your personal belongings. Don't keep any costly equipment or costly things in your room. Then road safety is very, very important. And then beach is there in Puducherry as well as in Karaikal. You can utilize the beach for walking as well as for jogging, but don't go for swimming. It's very dangerous. Please take care of that. And then regarding you may be having some doubts about the things which have to be purchased during the first year, books and records which have to be utilized, the timetable and teaching schedule. All these things will be given to you through the department. It will be displayed in the notice board. So it is your duty to see the notice board very often. In Puducherry, we display in anatomy department. We give all the notices in the put up the notices in the reception hall. And the other departments also will display the notice periodically. And it is your duty to get information from the notice board. And I'm sure all of you will enjoy your stay at Puducherry as well as in Karaikal, and wish you all a very good luck and a very bright future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. May I invite Professor Pankaj for the presentation.
A very good afternoon to all of you. We're almost nearing afternoon, and very hearty congratulations for clearing an entrance exam at the All India level and joining JIPMER. It's a pleasure to welcome you. You have taken the first step towards medicine, and in near future, you will be the people who will actually be leading the country in the field of medicine. And we all wish to help you in doing that. You are under the emblem of JIPMER now. And this emblem, if you look at the first word, it is called Veritas Cura. It's a French word which means truth cures. So that is what is expected from all of us. When we are underneath this emblem, we need to be truthful, we need to be honest, we need to be compassionate, and that kind of energy helps in curing people. You are a unique batch, first batch which has joined JIPMER through NEET, and that too amidst COVID-19 pandemic. We had to undergo the admission process, taking all precautions. There is a delayed start for your course, which normally begins in July and it now starts in November. You had a unique opportunity of being quarantined as soon as you land up into a new place. And then in that from 12:30 to 2 o'clock. And the student welfare officer is the professor of biochemistry, Dr. Sharbadi Basu. I'd like to introduce her to all of you. She is quite friendly and approachable at all times. Do not hesitate to message her or call her. And I'm sure you will have some help if you feel emotionally or mentally down. And to give you the confidence, let me tell you that all this information is going to be confidential. So you can talk to them, any distress you have, and I'm sure they will be able to address you. The other issues are when you come to a new environment, I'm sure you react differently. Some people are strong, some people are vulnerable. And all of us, probably because of this COVID-19, are more vulnerable than usual. So you have a JIPMER crisis helpline number as well. Please note down this number. There is an email ID, and you can even contact at this place. You will have a professional help which will take care of you. So do not hesitate to call us, to approach us at any time of need. And I would again like to emphasize, ragging is strictly prohibited. If any one of you think that you are being ragged, please do approach us. And we will surely make sure that such things do not happen. Majority of you will be living in the hostels. But on the other hand, if the seniors approach you for an introduction to introduce themselves, maybe at times they are a little harsh, maybe they use strong words. You in turn also have to be a little strong and talk to them. Communication is what we need to know. Sometimes even with the way you communicate, most of the rush is settled down, right? So, but if you feel offended at any time, you're most welcome to approach any one of us, and we will always be there to help you. Now, there is another program which is very peculiar to JIPMER. This is a mentorship program which is organized by the Department of Medical Education. So this is the one which will begin from a couple of days now. There will be a faculty which will help you to have an individual contact, and they will give you individual attention. They will help you to adapt to this new environment, facilitate your growth, and if you need any kind of a guidance in academics or in professional issues, they will be very helpful to you. So it is like one-to-one interaction, you can always talk to them. Now this is a part of faculty. Even JIPMER students or the JIPMER Students Association has a peer mentorship program. This year I'm told we are trying to integrate the two. So your seniors will try to help you to adapt to this new environment. So this is all to help you all to grow and to bring you in the family of JIPMER, which we all will be called. Please keep yourself safe because your safety is our concern. Follow strictly all the COVID-19 infection control. Right? We do not want you to fall ill when you are away from home. So please take care of yourselves. This is going to be the new norm and we all have to follow it. We all have to follow it strictly. And if you find anyone violating it, please be polite and gentle to inform the person that this should not be done. Okay. Obey all traffic rules, even when you are in JIPMER. As Dr. Lata has already told you, it's better that you don't have any two-wheelers. You are most welcome to have bicycles if you feel like doing so. I think the previous batch was motivated enough and we could see many of them using the bicycles. Do not use mobile phones while you are driving, and we always encourage you to walk and use bicycles as much as possible. Conserve your resources. It's all over the media. We do not need to waste any of the resources which we have, be it water, be it electricity. So when you go out of your room, switch off your electricity. If you find in the staircase the lights are on during daytime, make an attempt to switch them off. Do not waste food. Food is very precious, right? So try not to fill up your plates which you cannot take. You can take a second helping anytime. There is no need to fill up what you cannot digest. So please make sure that we take care of these resources and do not waste any of these resources which are very precarious right now. Maintain cleanliness and keep your surroundings clean. Thank you very much. But in the end, I would just like to introduce the dignitaries before you because all of us are covered with masks. I would invite all of them by name onto the stage so that at least we introduce ourselves to you and you can recognize who we are. So I take the pleasure first to invite Director on the stage to begin with, Dr. Rakesh Agarwal. He is the guiding force and believe me, we have changed a lot under his guidance and leadership. And he is one of the role models I wish all of you can adopt to look at how one should carry oneself. So Dr. Rakesh Agarwal, Director of JIPMER. I next call upon Professor Ashok Bade. He is the Medical Superintendent of JIPMER. He is one of the eldest amongst us and he is a professor in senior scale in Department of Anesthesiology and Critical Care. I have been working with him for past 26 years. It's been a pleasure to learn from him. Dr. Ashok Bade, our Medical Superintendent. Next, I would like to call another senior person amongst us, Dr. R. Ravindran. He is the Dean Research and he belongs to the Department of Pharmacology. So he has been there and he has actually made up a lot of innovations and a lot of progress how research should carry forward. He's running a lot of courses, research methodology and other conferences which are held in JIPMER regarding research. So you will interact with him very shortly. The next one I would like to invite is Dr. Sunil Kumar Saxena. He is the Chief Warden and a lot of you would approach him for minor issues which you have when you stay in your ward and in your hostels. Dr. Sunil Saxena is Professor and Head of Department of ENT. So Dr. Sunil Saxena is here with us. Next, you have already seen Dr. M. Shivkumar, who is the acting dean, but I still request him to come to the dais. He is the acting dean of Karaikal, and we have the opportunity of having him here. Since the number of people who have joined in Karaikal are small, he is here amongst us. But as soon as the second counseling results are published and enough students join Karaikal, we have a similar function for the Karaikal MBBS staff in Karaikal. And director would be there, and our Dr. M. Shivkumar would be there. He is presently Professor and Head of Department of Anatomy. Next, I would like to call Dr. Sharbari Basu. She is Professor of Biochemistry and the Student Welfare Officer. So you will be interacting with her, extremely friendly with students and extremely approachable. You can always talk to her, message her, call her at any time, and I'm sure they will help you to address your problems. Dr. Sharbari Basu, Professor of Biochemistry. We have already heard Dr. Lata speaking. Dr. Lata, please can you come over? Dr. Lata Chaturvedala is the Professor and Head of Obs and Gynae. As she has already mentioned, she's been here almost 36 years, probably the oldest person to be here in JIPMER. She did her graduation, post-graduation, and then became a faculty here. She's a staff advisor, and she's a link between the faculty and students. Make sure you use all the facilities which we have given you, and she's the one who will be representing you towards the faculty, making sure you are heard. So she's a voice for the students, and she will be advising us what we should be doing for the benefit of our students. Next, I would like to call Dr. Ramesh. Dr. Ramesh, you would have interacted with him. He is Professor of Ophthalmology. He was there for the quarantine facility And he was the one who arranged all the food and the meals for you so that all of you do not feel away from home. Even during Diwali, he was one of the chief organizers who could organize the place and give us an opportunity, a small window to interact with you. So Dr. Ramesh has personally taken all the efforts to make your quarantine stay comfortable. Next, we have Dr. Sondarvelli. Dr. Sondarvelli is Professor and Head of Biochemistry, and please come here. So Dr. Sondarvelli is Professor and Head of Biochemistry. You will also be interacting with them. This is one of the first year's discipline, and biochemistry, physiology, and anatomy. All these three departments are there in JIPMER Academic Center. Couple of you, I think 6 of you came yesterday in shorts and t-shirts to look around the JAC building. And at the entrance, I had told you, or I remarked, please go away. This is not the attire you are supposed to come in. Maybe your seniors would have sent you. It may have been that. But we do not permit people entering in that kind of an attire in night pajamas into the JAC building. So as Dr. Lata advised, please make sure you wear decently when you come to the JAC center. Now, the acting HOD of physiology, Dr. Velkumari, is here. She will also be interacting with you. So we have the faculty and the administrative people who are there in front of you. We are all wearing masks. I'm sorry you cannot see our faces, and we will not take down our masks. You can have a look at the website to see the pictures, who we are and how we look. But we all look almost the same because we belong to the same family. So thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Thank you, all of you. Thank you. Sorry, my biggest mistake. Dr. Madhusudan, he is the Associate Dean of JIPMER, and he belongs to the Department of Nuclear Medicine. He is one of the backbones. I have 2 or 4 of them. So he is one of the backbones who organizes everything. Your entire ceremony today has been organized by him. A lot of social problems and things which we now come across are being organized and looked after him. He is looking after the academic section and helping me out to deal with the daily issues. Dr. Madhusudan. We have 3 more people who are not here at present, who have gone on the exam duties for the central entrance exam of the INIs, which is being held today. Dr. Ravi Chittoria is the Professor of Plastic Surgery. He is Registrar of JIPMER. Dr. Kusa Kumar Saha, he is also Professor of Forensic Medicine, and he is the Controller of Examinations. The other person who is in anatomy is Dr. Gladwin. I'm sure all of you would have interacted with him when you were coming to JIPMER to give your email IDs and your itineraries. So Dr. Gladwin is Associate Dean and also an additional Professor of Department of Anatomy. You will be interacting with him during your classes and otherwise. So thank you very much. Now I invite our director to give us the address to the fresh batch of MBBS 2020.
Good morning. Dear students who have joined this year, their parents and family members, some of whom I believe are with us online, Professor Kundra,
Professor Bade, Professor Ravindran, other members of the faculty who are here in the hall, and I believe some of them are again possibly linked online. Today is a very happy day. Any institution, any organization, or for that matter, anything in life, change, that means new crop coming in and older people going out, are the things that keep it alive. So for institutions such as us, getting new blood, getting new people every year is what keeps us alive. And this happens periodically, and today is one such day for MBBS students. It happens once a year, and so we are extremely happy today that a new batch of people is joining us. It's difficult to get into JIPMER, and therefore for those of you who have made it, congratulations. It's a lot of hard work that you put in, and we welcome you to the JIPMER family. Each of us has multiple families. When we have children, we think of only one family. Some of us sometimes think of two families, the paternal grandparents, maternal grandparents, etc. But as you go in life, you become part of multiple families. And today, you become a part of a family which will define you for the rest of your life as much as your parents and siblings define you. So let me take you through some things which might be useful, which we think are important, and some of these have been said by my colleagues, might be a bit of repetition, but please bear with me. So this family has a long history. JIPMER in some form started in 1823, and we in 3 years will be completing 2 centuries. As École de Médecine de Pondicherry, which means College of Medicine in Pondicherry in French. When Pondicherry became the Indian territory, the government of India changed it to Dhanvantri Medical College. It was decided to construct a new building. At that time, it was very close to the beach. As you go along, you would see that there is an assembly building, and that building was actually what we were at that time. The new buildings were constructed and inaugurated in 1964. Pandit Nehru had just passed away, and therefore, in his honor, the institution was named. It acquired a name for itself as a great place of learning very quickly, but a lot of changes happened after 2000. A lot of new facilities came up and new hostels came up. So the institute started changing its character, and in 2008, instead of being a directly government institution, we became an autonomous institution and were designated as an institution of national importance. And a lot of hospital facilities and other facilities changed. As of today, we have not only the pre and paraclinical departments that are important for teaching undergraduate students, but we have the usual specialties and the subspecialties of medicine and surgery. Virtually everything is available in JIPMER, and we have other facilities, a yoga center, animal house, library that are needed for running a medical teaching institution as well as a hospital. We have more than 100 different courses. So this I'm trying to give you an idea of the magnitude of the institution. We have more than 100 courses. We admit more than 800. Actually, I should have revised my slide. We have now, because of the EWS reservation, this number will go up to about 1,000 every year. We have about 3,000 students on campus at any given time. And not only do we have medical courses that you are joining, but we also have courses in other fields related to medicine and biomedical science. We used to take 200 MBBS students, but this year we've gone up to about 250. And in addition, we take about 200 MD courses. We haven't increased that. That will also increase going on from here. That will also become 250. And we also have after MBBS, higher level or what are called as postdoctoral courses, DM in medical super specialties, MCH in surgical super specialties, and some postdoctoral fellowships of shorter duration, 1 to 2 years. We have a large hospital with nearly 2,100 beds. We see in the OPD about 8,000 patients a day, nearly 10% of whom are seen in emergency. We have about 50 to 60 deliveries at usual. Now with COVID, those numbers are not there. Deliveries in a day, we perform a lot of surgeries. So it's a busy hospital. We do a lot of complicated procedures. So some things which are not done only in a few centers in the country, and that's where we are. The third pillar, other than teaching and patient care, is research. The institute faculty and staff do research on a lot of subjects, and you as MBBS students are welcome, would be welcome, and we would encourage your participation. Of course, at your level, it will be participation in small projects. It's more in the sense of giving you a flavor of what research is, how it is. So our students get a lot of the fair share or a more than fair share of ICMR's short-term studentship for doing projects. ICMR gives out a small amount of money to do that work. And the institution, to encourage beyond that, gives additional studentship awards for doing that. We have a research day where good research is awarded, they're rewarded. So that's JIPMER curriculum for those of you who are here. It's a small building right now because this is a rented building, but our new buildings, this already has been introduced to you, but our own campus, academic campus, is coming up. So in one campus, the hostels are coming up, the college building is just starting, construction is starting. In the other residential campus, there will be houses for faculty and other staff. We are also renovating the general hospital there for you people to be taught. But maybe your batch doesn't come in here, but other batches have been shifted here in the later part because we don't have that much of hospital facilities. But it's possible that your batch would be the first batch that might, this year's batch, not you people, those who are joining curriculum for the first time, they all through in curriculum. We also are coming up with more campuses. There is a campus that's going to come up in Sidrapet, about 11-12 kilometers from here. That's about 1/4 the size of this campus in terms of land, and there are going to be new institutions coming up there, an Institute of Organ Transplantation, an Institute of Trauma and Rehabilitation, and these will be highly advanced facilities. Within the campus, you will see a lot of buildings. So this is a School of Public Health. We have advanced equipment, extremely advanced, costing several crores. We have generated a lot of our hospital buildings, and you will get to know them one by one. So that is a super specialty block where super specialties are, that is the emergency services. Not only do we have facilities, we keep them well, and you can take honor in the fact that the institution you have joined gets a lot of awards at the national level. In the last survey that was done, and this is done annually, this year the result is not yet out. For 18-19, we got the award for the government hospital with the highest score for patient satisfaction in the country. This is done by the Government of India. There is another competition called the Kayakalp survey, where cleanliness in government hospitals around the country is looked at. For 2 years, we got the third highest award. The last one that was announced for 1920, we got the second highest. The next year's announcement is expected sometime, and we are with our bated hearts, we are waiting where we reach this time. So, and you will hear about it as you go along. And this is the administrative block. We have a very tall flag, something that we are very proud of. This is something that reminds us of our nationality, of our origin all the time when we walk past. That's the JIPMER Academic Center that everybody alluded to, Professor Kundra. That's which is going to be your daytime house for the next 1 year and maybe even longer. And those are your hostels, and then there are other hostels. Some of you would be in different hostels, so that's what we have. We want you to study. Surely we want you to study, but at the same time, we realize that studies are not everything in life, and we are interested in your all-round development. So we have sports facilities, some located in the hostel, some elsewhere. As was said earlier, we want you to have an active lifestyle. We want you to be close to the ideal body weight. We expect you to be, agile and fast. And this is our stadium, a large space where we want you to play. If you don't play, if you can do a morning walk, evening walk, that's also welcome. But we want you to be physically active, because in a healthy body resides a sound mind. An indoor stadium for playing badminton and other indoor games got ready in March. We would have opened it, but for COVID, you all seem to have lost it in COVID. But hopefully, soon, this will also be available, and yours will be the first batch to have access to it early on in your career. And the same is true for a swimming pool, again ready. The inaugural, date on which we would start had been fixed. There were only 3 or 4 days left, and then came COVID, and obviously the virus can also spread through water, not only through respiratory routes. So we decided not to open this. Again, someday you would have it available. We have many options for eating. We have some very interesting plants around the campus, some areas which are virtually like forest. You can hear birds chirping in the morning. Of course, only if you wake up early in the morning. And it's very nice to walk around the campus, as it already is said. Beyond that, there is a whole lot. Dr. Lata alluded to it. So September is the students' sports and cultural festivals, Pandan. Amazing, isn't it? And I'm hoping that I will see some of you doing things such as this. I'm sure you have talent. There are debates and connaissances. You heard about the research conference that students hold. Students do many other things. So they hold TEDx sessions. They hold music sessions where they get experts, people who are extremely talented here for JIPMER sessions. And sky is the limit. We have extremely talented students, and they organize a lot of different things. We in the faculty are extremely happy about it and are willing to help you whatever you wish to do, provided that fits in within the overall MBBS and overall objectives. We are open to this, and we actually would love if some of you start new things in the campus. And then, JIPMER is not JIPMER. JIPMER is in Pondicherry or in Karaikal. And these cities are very different from the rest of the cities. There are streets where you would feel that as if you are in France, without having gone to France. And I can tell you that having had 2 or 3 trips to some small towns in France, they exactly look the same. We have a beach as in slightly different from the sandy beach. We have small sandy beaches also, but this is in the evenings. Extremely nice place. But right now there is COVID, but eventually COVID will be gone. So you can take advantage of this. These images will stay with you even when you leave Pondicherry, which many of you eventually will. I have only been here for less than 2 years, and I'm told that the sea here is very rough. I haven't ventured, not that I'm a great swimmer, so I wouldn't anyway. But apparently the sea in this part is extremely rough, and everybody is very strongly advised not to venture into the sea. Dr. Lata said this, I'm saying it again. This is extremely important. So let me come to some slightly more serious issues. What would the next 5 or 6 years of life mean for you? You are entering the portals of this institution, a great institution, JIPMER, as very young people. Many of you would be 17, some would be somewhat older. At the end of the next 5.5 or 6 years, you will leave as professionals, doctors. So it's a bit like taking a piece of mud and converting it into a statue. It's going to be a big transformation. Let me show you what transformation is. So look at this. I know I refer to mud. Some of you would think this is earth. No. This is pure gold when it is precipitated out of a solution using aqua regia. Okay? That's what it looks like. And then it needs to be heated, it needs to be melted, it needs to be beaten into shape to produce something that we value. So your teachers would need to do a lot. And to get this transformation, the next 5 years are going to be very hectic, very stressful. We'll come to stress more, but we'll provide you support during that stress, but they are going to be stressful. And here is something that let me let upon you. The biggest lie Indian parents tell children is, beta, study in class 11 and 12. This is the most important period. Once you get admission, then you're waited. After that, the life is going to be easy. That's the biggest lie. I did that to my daughter. My parents did that to me to some extent. But that's our responsibility. We need to do it at that time. It's the beginning. While doing that, they have also got you into a habit of working hard, of that needs to be done. If you tell people that it will be many years of hard work, they would never do it. So that needs to be done. In addition, there will be other challenges. You will are in a different place. You may not know the language, at least some of you. It's a different culture, it's different food. For some of you, the food would be too spicy. For others, it would be too little spice. At least, the very least, it will be different. All of us have friends and relationships, and those friends are lost. You lost touch with your school friends, with your neighbors' children who are your friends. Many of you are away from home for the first time, so there will be loneliness, there will be homesickness. Even more importantly, the way you were taught at school would be very different, and what you have there is going to be extremely different. There would be a different pace, it would be more hectic, it would be faster. You will be expected to learn much more in a week, but then your brains are more mature now. And the method of teaching is going to be less supervised. It would be thought that you will do a lot on your own. Nobody is going to ask you every day. Nobody is going to give you a home task that you do and report the next day. And there would be periodic examinations. Something that many schools have, but others don't. So that is also going to be, could be different. Another challenge that all of us face when we come to an institution such as JIPMER is that many of us have been top rankers in our class. We are not satisfied with anything but number 1, number 2, and some of us maybe say in the first 3-4 ranks in the class. But when all such people are put together, there is going to be a problem because everybody cannot be at the top. So people are challenged, people are depressed, people are upset at that. There's going to be a hectic schedule. Some of you had some hobbies, leisure activities. Those are no longer available here. You had your guitar, which you haven't brought here. You had something else that you used to do, and that's not available here. And finally, seeing sick patients, which you will be required to see as students, and for that matter, in the first year, a caregiver, can be difficult, can initially seem very challenging. So, it all depends on how you look at things if you look at things in a positive way, things are going to be less challenging. Understand, MBBS is very different. It is about gaining a lot of knowledge, knowing a lot of facts, but at the same time, it's actually about becoming a good professional, a good human being. Given a choice, if I was back in class 12, for some reasons, I would think that I would not do medicine. It just takes me many years. But at the same time, I would still decide to do medicine because I think it made me become a better human being, a better understander, in a better position to understand human beings, to care for human beings, to serve people. And it actually allows you everything. So while you are learning, keep in touch with your hobbies and interests. You may be able to do it less often, but please keep in touch. If you had a musical instrument that you used to play, whether it is flute or piano or for that matter sitar, get it over here. Spend some time on it. It will be useful. It will help you keep mental peace. Develop some new interests. Maybe your friends have some interests. Learn from them. JIPMER Students Association has several social service activities. They go out into the community. Might be a bit difficult right now, but ultimately that will start and you could participate in that. Joining the Spandan committees used to be a very useful thing. I know you would have joined in July, September would have been Spandan. That won't happen this year, but I'm sure there will be something coming in the next few months. And something where you would say, I'm acting like your mom, saying, don't use too much of social media. Phones are okay, Facebook is okay, WhatsApp is okay, but they can be too distracting. They can take you away from your face-to-face interactions. And it's very clearly shown, and you would read randomized controlled trials on this as you go along, something that we in medicine believe in, that face-to-face communication is what relieves stress. And communication, too much communication on social media is not extremely useful. These are some of the tips by which we can reduce our stress, we can manage our stress. Stress is an essential part of human life. You can't go away from it totally, but you can manage. Have a healthy routine. Dr. Lata, I would repeat it again. Have good sleep, healthy nutritious diet, try to wake up early, walk around, do exercise. Keep at least half an hour to 1 hour for leisure activities. Except maybe occasionally during exams, you can always manage a half an hour for yourself. There is no reason. If you read through the year, even on the exam days, there is no reason why you can't have half an hour to yourself. And some don'ts. There are several things available. There is nobody to watch you. Your parents are not going to be around with you. A lot of people, young people at this age, when that happens, there is a feeling of a release phenomenon, freedom, whatever you call it. And people take to things which are not really good for your health, neither in the short term nor in the long term. In the short term, it might seem that, when the exam stress is there, some other stress is there, smoking helps you do that. But that's not true. Maybe transiently, yes, but it's possible that in a week's time you will feel upset about it and it would lead to health problems. It is much more, if you have stress, it's better to talk to your colleagues, your seniors. You may not know them now, but you will soon know them in a month's time. Parents, faculty, other family members, do it on the phone, talk to them, and that would be a solution. An important thing for medicine, for your life, more than any other profession, is going to be to learn, have excellent communication skills. And these skills are going to be different depending on the group you are interacting with. They are going to be different when you talk to your peers, which means your classmates, people who are 2 or 3 years senior, people who are 2 or 3 years junior. When you interact with your teachers and when you interact with patients and public. You need to learn to communicate clearly, concisely, in a precise manner, meaning what you say is interpreted exactly as it is and is not misunderstood. There should not be two meanings. And honestly, that's exactly what Dr. Kundra said in the beginning. You need to be confident, and that would happen if you think what you speak, if you know what you are talking about, if you read and you are familiar with your subject and you have good knowledge. Respect others. Here we have people coming from different backgrounds, they have different languages, they have different beliefs, they have different ways of doing things. And one great thing that JIPMER can give you is to learn how you behave and you respect other people. As a doctor, that's what each of us is going to become. We need to learn empathy to understand the feelings of other people and share their sorrow, to share their grief, to help them in that situation. And something that I have not put here, but is extremely important, is gender sensitivity. It's an established fact around the globe. When we interact with a person of the opposite gender, I'm not saying this only to boys, though slightly more true for boys, also for girls, be conscious that the other person is slightly different and we need to be more respectful than we are of a similar person at the same level of the same gender. And this gender sensitivity we would like to see you in JIPMER. We expect all JIPMERites to have impeccable behavior, because if one of you does something wrong, the entire community suffers. That rubs onto the entire community. And these skills that you acquire now would actually stand in good stead through life. This is the time to hone those skills. Till now you were secluded at home, a very small circle. Now you will interact with much larger group and you need to develop these skills. This is the best place to do it. For the parents who are in the call, a few requests. And my request is, please be in touch with your children. Don't think that they have gone away to hostel or if they have gone to college, they are grown up now and they don't need you, they don't need your support. They still need your support. The support you can provide, nobody else can provide. If you are communicating please don't communicate only through small messages, short messages on SMS or on WhatsApp. Hearing each other's voice, seeing each other's face is important. I said about social media, but I would take back a little bit of that because of the current COVID situation. They are really feeling isolated. Each one of us is having this, and it's important for you to talk to them. Try and fix a time of the day when you can talk. If you can't do that daily, do it on alternate days as frequently as you can. But it is important for your children's health, and I know also as a parent, for you. Whatever support you are providing them, go on doing this, and this is going to be more important in the initial few months. After that, they would develop friends, and that might not be as important. For all of you, students here, to keep your parents informed of who your friends are and their contact details, and for that matter, some of your close friends' parents' contact details. And for the parents to know who their friends are, so that in case you are not able to reach your child, you know whom to contact, how to contact, and who could tell you. And also sometimes that might help you know whom they should not be interacting with, and that might be useful. So I think it's important for you to keep track of your children's activities. We try to do this, but you need to do this too. If you think the child is not calling frequently or seems to be disturbed on the phone, or is there something which would suggest that the child is stressed, depressed, might be getting into alcohol or other drug use or something, please get in touch, please come over. We would be willing to work with you and do whatever is possible. And if you can periodically visit, whatever that periodicity means, or you can have another family member coming here and visit them, that would be extremely useful. Ragging has already been said, so I'm not going to spend much time on it. We are strong for anti-ragging policy. If there is any problem, let us know and we will do what is required. Again, Student Welfare Center and Crisis Helpline number. Those of you who may not have noted it down then, please go ahead. I know some of you might feel ashamed in taking even numbers down. That means are you likely to need this? But this is like having anything else with you. This is information which should be with you. Maybe you don't need it, maybe your friend needs it, your colleague needs it. And therein I have a request for you. Even if you don't need and you think that one of your friends, one of your colleagues, one of your classmates is passing through a difficult phase, please come to the faculty, please contact us, and we would be willing to do this. Because the person who needs help is the one who's often not likely to ask for help or recognize that the person needs help. It is important for colleagues to do that. If there is a real problem, we've introduced you to everybody. Dean Academic sits in the same building where you're going to be for the first 1 year. Please walk up to him. Maybe possibly you need to take an appointment, but walk up to them. If need be, you can walk up to me. I can assure you we will try our best. We may not be able to do everything, but we will try what we can do. Towards the end, 2020 is different. To me, 1978 is important because that's the year when I was sitting in a hall like you are sitting. But to everybody else, if I say 1978, it is not important. But 1920, the year you are entering, all of us will remember through our lives. Because this is the COVID year. This is something that has changed lives in a way nothing, at least in my 60 years, I had never seen something like this. I'm not going to belabor the point by repeating all the precautions. A lot of people call it social distancing. I think it is basically physical distancing. We need to interact with people socially. We don't need to socially distance from people. But we do that over phone. We do that standing at a physical distance. We do this, and that is important. Masks. I can see some people in the hall whose mask keeps dropping down below the nose and then they keep pulling it up. That's not the way. If we in medicine, and from today you will be looked at very differently, don't know how it is. If you tie the upper strings tighter, it will never slip below the nose. Okay? And a mask is no use if it is not covering from the middle of your nose to below your chin. So we need to know all this. We need to hand hygiene. If anything you need to do, even if you need, if ideally I could have this outside, it would have been better to have this function outside than inside. So if you have to interact with people, do it outdoors rather than indoors. And one thing that people in medicine have gradually realized, eating together is the worst thing to do. Because you often sit opposite, you produce more saliva and more virus cells that starts to come out, and the masks are down. So please, 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 no eating together if you are care for yourself and your close ones. And finally, it needs universal compliance. You can't do it at some times and not at other times. It has to be done all the time. All of us are doing it. There is no reason why you can't do this. I know teenage is different. You feel like taking risks, but I don't think this is a risk worth taking. You are going to be looked at differently. Till now, you were a teenager, free to do what you wish to, but now you will be treated by people around slightly differently. The society expects different behavior from doctors and the people who are in the field of medicine. There are times when you will be going around in a white coat. If somebody wants to know something, will call you a doctor. It would feel very nice. We also treat you with a lot of respect. In the hostel, there will be no curfew. You can come in late. We respect that. But at the same time, that also brings with it a greater sense of responsibility and probity. So these are some images. Patients were asked, would they like to go to if they wanted to go to a doctor? They said image number 2. People expect you to be formally dressed. People want you to be. So please, when you visit, when you get out of the hostels, Dr. Kundra has already said that we expect you to be reasonably dressed, rather more than reasonably dressed. Of course, you are our children. We love to take care of you, but we love to take care of you as children and students, and not as trauma patients. So please, again, some of the things that have already been said, Pondicherry traffic is very different. Please be cautious. And if you go out of the campus, or for that matter, all the time, carry your ID and a contact numbers of some friends on you, on your body, in your pocket, so that just in case there is a problem, somebody can inform the institution. And finally, what do we think we want to see in you? 5.5 years down the line, I would like to meet you on this stage. Sorry, I would not be here most likely, but whosoever is here, we the faculty would like to meet you here on this stage to receive a degree, to receive medals, and that would be the culmination of this journey that you are starting today. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you, sir. With this, we are coming to the conclusion of the program. I would like to express my vote of thanks. We thank the dignitaries for gracing this occasion and showering blessings on this new batch of students. We thank the parents who have made it possible for the children to reach this level. We express our gratitude to the academic section staff, IT wing and telemedicine staff, auditorium staff, horticulture staff, and security staff who are instrumental in arranging this inaugural ceremony. Thank you, one and everyone, and welcome you to JIPMER. Let us pray for the national anthem. I wanted going to be there, please.
Madhu.
Before you leave, we have already some snacks packets at the reception. Please take and leave. Thank you. And all of you should reach JIPMER Academic Center Mini Auditorium at 2:15. Are you aware where JIPMER Academic Center is? Yes. So it is there on the 4th floor. So you reach. When I say 2:15, you should be there 10 minutes in advance. Okay. I should not see anybody entering the auditorium at 2:15. It should be before that. Will you be there? Now, if I leave that in mind.